To learn the good, the bad, and the reality of the off-grid lifestyle, click subscribe so you don't miss anything. Hit the bell notification. So, bought the lawnmower on Saturday, and this is Monday. Working 10 minutes in the morning, and maybe another 10 minutes in the evening. I have gotten all the grassy areas of our new off-grid living property mowed. Of course, over here on the other side, but there's the road. And there's a huge ditch there. I got that all cut. Up by the trailer, I got that cut, what I could cut. Of course, there's a big mess up there. Carolyn's up there right now, cleaning a lot of that up. We're making a lot of progress. And every time it's sunny, we make a lot of progress. And as you can see, it's sunny. In the past, when I was a nomad, people would tell me to get solar panels. And I was just not interested in getting them. I would have had to have had at least 6 or 8 of them to make it even worthwhile to have. And the reason is because it's a pain to have solar panels. They're great when it's sunny and you know it's going to be sunny and there's no question. And I guess it's not the solar panels that frustrate me. It's the meteorologists that frustrate me. So what I try to do is I try to watch the weather. And if I see that it's going to be cloudy, I'll get up in the morning and I'll start the generator. To get a nice, good maintenance charge on it, I'll do a little trickle charge. That's, on cloudy days, that's my opportunity to do a little trickle charge. Oh, I don't know, once a week, every couple of weeks, because I have lead acid batteries. And in order to get lead acid batteries to last a long time, you don't want to just rely on solar panels to keep them fresh. There's no reason to run the generator to charge the batteries if I'm going to have full sun. Well, the other day, they promised me it was going to be nice and sunny by 9 o'clock. And I thought, well, there's no reason to run the generator. So I thought I'd wait till the next day when they said it was going to be cloudy all day long. Well, at 9 o'clock, it was still cloudy, raining. By 10 o'clock, it was still raining. And so I had to come out at 10 and start the generator. And so it's one of those things that you always have to just cope with when you're running on solar panels because meteorologists get it wrong. Well, today, it was supposed to be cloudy all day long. Starting at 6 a.m., it was supposed to be cloudy. And it has been an absolute perfect day. Nice, sunny day. And look at all that. It is making electricity. It's like magic. And it's great when it's sunny. And I've been running the power tools because on sunny days, I can run the power tools, the jigsaw, the drill. I can clean up tree stumps. That had a bunch of branches coming off of it. And it's just a good day to run a lot of electric because you're making a lot of electric. Which brings me to today's question. A lot of people are confused by solar panels, batteries, and watts, volts, amps, and what does it all mean? It's very confusing. And so I thought I would try to break it down into something that's easy to understand. I'm going to give you a couple examples here. If I said, your car gets 20 miles a gallon, and I just put 1 gallon of gas in your car, how far could you go? And of course, your answer is going to be, I can go 20 miles. That's right. You're going to go 20 miles, car's going to die. That's the end of your trip. 1 gallon of gas. If I said your car got 20 miles a gallon, I just put a gallon of gas in your car, told you to drive 10 miles. When you got there, I would ask you, how much gas do you have left? You're going to tell me you have a half a gallon because you only drove half as much as what your tank had in it. If I said, for example, that I have a pump that can pump 10 gallons a minute, I give you a 5-gallon bucket, and I said, okay, how fast will that bucket fill up? You're going to say 30 seconds. If I said it ran 10 gallons a minute, and I gave you a 10-gallon bucket, I would ask you, how fast is it going to fill up? You're going to say 1 minute. And electricity is exactly the same way. When you're talking about watts, watts is like gasoline. Watts is like gallons per minute. So when I say I have solar panels, I have 8 of them, 8 100-watt solar panels. They can produce 800 watts per hour. That's the key, is per hour. If I said the solar panels are like the gas pump at the gas station, that is what's going to fill your tank. You would understand that. Oh yeah, gas pump's going to fill my tank. My tank can only hold, in this case, 1 gallon. So this is going to fill a tank. Now in this case, the tank is the batteries. And so what the batteries do is hold the electricity, just like the tank in your car does. for gasoline. So it's going to hold the electricity until I need it. And like at nighttime, the gas station's closed. The solar panels are closed. You don't get any electricity out of the solar panels at nighttime. At nighttime, the gas station closed, you don't get any. So that means you got to drive your car 20 miles, and so you got to have a full tank before it closes. Same thing with the battery. You're going to want to make sure that before the solar panels stop producing electricity, that your batteries are charged. My batteries can hold about 615 watts. Okay, so my solar panels can produce 800 watts an hour on a nice, beautiful sunny day. But on average, with cloudy days, I can do about 350 watts. So we'll just call it 350 watts. So that means if my batteries were empty, like your gas tank is empty, it would take about 2 hours on a cloudy day for my solar panels to fill the batteries back up. So now all you have to do is figure out what your appliances are going to use out of those batteries. Just like your engine is going to use 1 gallon for every 20 miles, the appliances that I run are going to use some of the electricity out of the batteries, the tank. And this is where I think people might be getting confused, is because you have two numbers that make a third number. You have volts and amps and watts. And what does all that mean? You look at your appliances on the little tag in the back, it never gives you watts. What it gives you is volts and or amps. We know for a fact that the appliance that you plug into a wall is 110 volts. It's pretty standard. Every house has 110 volts. Now, if you have 220, that means they've wired a special breaker in your box so you can run your dryer. But let's just assume that all your appliances are 110 volts because that you plug them in the wall. Your KitchenAid, your coffee pot, your TV, it's all 110 volts. Where the variances come in at is the amps. So my fridge is 110 volts. It uses 1.7 amps. So if I multiply, this is how you come up with watts, 110 volts times 1.7 amps, that gives me 187 watts. Oh man, if I ran that refrigerator for an hour, I would use 187 watts. But hey, here's the thing. I don't use my refrigerator for an hour. My refrigerator only runs about 15 minutes an hour. And so just like your car, if I said you got a gallon of gas in your car and I want you to drive 10 miles, 20 miles per gallon, you're still going to have gas left over. Well, the same thing applies here. I'm not going to use 187 watts per hour. I'm going to use 46 watts per hour. So that means in a day, if I only run 15 minutes per hour, in a 24-hour period, that's 1,126 watts per day. And so there's a calculation where I can say, oh, do I have enough gas in my gas tank to get me through the night? Because during the day, I'm running 800 watts. On a nice sunny day, I got plenty. Even on a cloudy day, I got 350 watts. I'm making plenty of electricity to run 46 watts. Now, my air conditioner. This is one that confused a lot of people. So many people say, you can't run your air conditioner. Way too much electricity. Well, the thing you gotta understand is I don't run my air conditioner very long. I run it for about 3 hours a day. And with it only having to cool such a small box, a 6 foot by 6 foot box, it only runs about 5 minutes an hour. So it kicks on, runs for 5 minutes, shuts off, and then for 55 minutes, it doesn't do a thing. It just sits there, nothing's going on. So I can take the same practice. It uses 550 watts per hour if I use it for the full hour, but I don't. So 550 watts, that means at 110 volts, that's 5 amps. That means if I'm only gonna run it for 5 minutes a day, that's 45 watts per that 1 hour. So the solar panels can easily keep up with that because I'm making 350 watts on a cloudy day, 800 watts on a sunny day. No problems there. And for a 3 hour day, that's all I'm gonna run is 3 hours. So that's 137 watts per day. Now, the interesting thing about the air conditioner is I don't run it through night. So the batteries, the tank never gets depleted. The batteries never get depleted at night because I'm not running it at night. So the only thing I gotta worry about is to make sure the batteries have enough energy in it at nighttime to run the refrigerator. One of the things you have to understand about AC motors, some motors require a peak startup. So like the refrigerator, it will start up and it will peak out at 750 watts just for a second. And then it comes back down to its normal operating running watts. The air conditioner, on the other hand, has a DC motor in it. And if you ever listen to a window air conditioner, you'll hear it go brrrr. It ramps up in speed. That means that there's no peak. It just starts up with, let's say it's 450 watts or 550 watts. It just starts up at 550 watts and that's all it uses. It doesn't peak out. So I hope that clears up how electricity works when you're off-grid living. Thanks for watching.